I'm at the Stuttgart CMT Trade Fair. This is a Florium Baxter 6-metre motorhome manufactured by, well, Florium, Florium. It's company's owned by Rapido, so Rapido Group, but it doesn't really look like a Rapido van, so that's something somewhat positive. So I'll give you some of the details on this. This is going to cost 65,000 euros, 6 meters, as I said, 223 wide, 265 in height. Obviously it's on a 3.5 ton basis, and I don't know how much payload that'll give you, but I'm pretty certain it'll give a lot. This is the sort of van, I think, which may be a little bit more suitable for elderly people. It's got an easy to get it. Elderly, sorry, that sounds bad, doesn't it? So some more advanced than age people. But still are adventurous and want to get out. It's got this corner bed here, easy to get in and out of. Toilet here, although you're going to have to be a little bit nimble to get past the toilet to get into the shower. Although the advantage of where the shower is, I'm just going to do that now. Okay, well, I managed that without any problems, and I'm now in the shower. So that gives you a view down the floor, see how much space there is down there. So I think a cute little van. Okay, from the storage point of view, it's not going to be too much because of the shape of the bed, which means it's not going to be. Well, there is a garage, but the garage can't be able to get bicycles, for example, in there. So I'm suggesting this may be something for somebody who doesn't do any cycling, for example. I mean, most people who have vans do have bicycles in there. Of course, you can get a folding bicycle should you want. I've seen very few of these vans on the road. Admittedly, I haven't done much RVing in France, and I've travelled quite extensively in France. I used to live in France. But since I've had my van, that's to say the last 9 years, it'll be 9 years this month, I haven't actually been, well, other than the bit between Dunkirk and the Belgian border. Right, kitchen, over the kitchen you've got this. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Although it'd be better if it had a domestic plug hole. Aquachem Blue, that's for the toilet, manufactured by Thetford, and that's when you use the toilet, it turns your waste into liquid. I like the smell of it, although I know that some people don't. So Thetford brought out a new one with a lavender smell to it, and as I use lavender a lot in my van, keeps the mosquitoes out. I find it most pleasant, but again, if you don't like lavender, then maybe you won't. Having said that, it probably beats the smell of what it's replacing. A wardrobe over the bed, well, you probably won't be needing the space down there for anything other than your feet, and so unless you've got particularly big feet, that's probably more than sufficient. 3-way Thetford fridge. Right, so that's the television place. Now when people say, where's the microwave? There isn't one. Where's the oven? There isn't one. In Europe, it's quite usual not to put microwaves in, except in the UK, but other countries don't do it. I cook using a sort of stoneware, which it's a sort of oven. It can become. 6-speed gearbox down there, manual gearbox on the Fiat. That's what I would choose. Choose the manual anyway. Negative point, I do want to point negative things out as well. You've got down there, you've got a step. As for the reliability of these vans, I can't say anything. I know that when I broke down in a Fiat, Fiat were extremely nice with me. That was a Fiat I got from Sunlight, and they really went out their way. Really, I mean, the service was incredible. But that's on the guarantee. What about Florian for workmanship and quality? Well, it's only what I see, and it looks quite nice when I'm walking around here like this. It's not like, for example, I'd say some of the brands of Rapido aren't so good. I mean, they are cheaper, of course. Oh, so keep your wine. You know, everything fits and everything seems to work, so things do get broken at trade fairs. I was on a van this morning from Francia as well, and I must admit I was glad to get out without anything else breaking, falling off on my hand. So, there's your space for your toilet. I don't know if we're going to get in to see the side. So it's only a tiny garage. It's only something you can put under the bed. Yeah, I'll show you these other ones as well, because these are quite nice. Magister, this is called. This thing here, obviously you can see it's got a side bed as well from the position of the garage. It's got a ladder in there, which will be useful for the bed. 75,000, 6-7 metre van. You know, prices are just a general indication. You can't actually take them any further than that. The reason for this is that it depends on the equipment levels which are chosen. List prices are negotiable down. You might get, well, depends what else they're offering really. I can't say how much more they will go down by. But being in the position that I'm in, sort of having one or two people occasionally look at my videos, and just talking to other people here who do the same thing as I do in Germany, and we have a certain amount of buying power, so there's now the possibility of banding together to get people cheaper motorhomes. I mean, they won't be significantly cheaper, do bear that in mind, but it will save a few hundred, if not a couple of thousand, and possibly even get more equipment or less equipment by taking out the equipment that you don't need and don't want to pay for. You know, things like tents and roofs, which are really expensive. Well, certainly it's a very elegant van, this one. Take you into another one. Right, this one here is called the Winchester, not the Winchester, but the Winchester, which is, I think, an unfortunate choice of name. Let's go inside. But it's elegant as well. Oh, you can see from the garage, start off here. See what a big garage it's got. This thing here will cost 94,000 euros at 7.5 meters in length. I would strongly suggest I'm not getting this layout unless unless you're tall, and go for a queen bed if you want to have separate ways of getting in and out. Alternatively, it could be that you don't want to sleep with the person you're with, and you know, I can understand that. I've done this in a separate film actually in more detail, but it does look a rather nice van. I've got a bed up there. Oh, I didn't mention the bed in the other one as well, which is in the roof. I'll take you for a little bit of a walk around some of these other stands. We can see some of the stuff. There's Chausson, which is another French company. Should I suddenly stop, the reason for this is because music's come on, which I don't know the source of, so I really am. I've got to be really careful of things like this. If you see anything you like, I'll try and film it at Dusseldorf. You'll possibly have to remind me though, as well. Chausson, you can see in Germany there's different companies dealing with it, but the other company is called Challenger. Challenger and Chausson is exactly the same, only the colours are different on the outside and the name's different. And okay, so we've got caravans here as well, although there's not so many caravans as there is motorhomes. You know, Cabrio motorhome, the most popular, the most viewed motorhome on my site in 2019. Okay, Movio here. Right, complete price all in one, 61,000. Have a look at some of these things here, though it's a relatively cheap brand. Now here we have what claims to be the first electric van in the world. I took it out on a test drive. One thing I'd have to say about it though, I think I'll have to come back and do it in a different video actually. This is what it looks like inside, but it's an electric van with a range of 400 kilometers. I mean, it's approximately, of course, because you can never tell, but it's so it's got an incredible drivetrain on it, and but the van itself is a sort of a cheap van, and which is unfortunate. This thing here, you're looking at 200,000 euros. So anyway, this is really curious. It's a small company, but so this is extendable caravan. It sort of gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and so you can see this in a separate film. Actually, I've done this in more detail. Yeah, we've got a normal car, because that's what it is, but with a slide out. You can make your car, usual car that you drive around on a daily basis, into a camper by putting in some camping equipment. I know lots of people do that, but the clever bit is the slide out at the back. So there you go. There's a Peugeot which has this. Now I'm coming around here. I've got this big thing beside me, which is called a Kreuzer, which are built to order vans. You can see this sort of an American type thing. Comes from Belgium. So built on the actual, what they're proposing is they'll just build things to order. So whatever you want inside, you get it. Dopfer 4x4 vehicles. One on the left, so Iveco, one over there on the right, and the one behind that is on Mercedes 519. PLA, relatively cheap brand from Italy. Oh, and here on the right we have these Silver Dream vehicles. Oh, they're very nice monocoque. Mercedes, particularly attractive, also inside, very well finished. Cabe from Sweden, best known I suppose for caravans, like as are most companies. But anyway, so they started doing this camper van here, 100,000 that's going to cost, and this thing here, this Imperial, 200,000 euros. It looks nice inside if you're sort of into the Swedish sort of look. Right, okay, here we have hobby vans. So large selection, mid-range I would determine it to be. Beside this we have Malibu, which is meant to be the sort of more cheaper level of car to go, but also very elegant, I think. I wouldn't consider Malibu to be a cheap brand, so to speak. I think it does have a great deal of elegance about it. Okay, Sturkeman, they do caravans. Here's Bimobile, something every time I do some, everybody says, can you do more Bimobiles? But the thing is, as though Bimobile were bringing out a new van every month. In fact, I'd probably bring out a new van every decade. And so really, I can keep filming them, but they're going to look exactly the same inside. But they've been very successful actually, because it's a well-known company. That dope went past earlier. I mean, I suppose that most motorhomes haven't actually heard of it. But they're using all sorts of bases, such as you've got the Mercedes, you've got the Toyota, Iveco. Here's Tissue, do camper trailer things, and in Germany, pickup camper. Yeah, for a variety, you know, Toyota for VW. Ford Ranger. That brings me back to Chausson, and indeed where I started off with, which was this. Oh, sorry, I didn't mention this here. Notin comes from France, and this is another brand I'd never heard of actually before. La Marca, which is clearly owned by Notin, which is manufactured in Spain. La Marca, that's Spanish for the brand. So La Marca is the brand of Notin. La Marca Mobility. There you go. You got 5 layouts all at one price, 57,777. It's quite unusual, not really. Made for Germany. So not made in Germany, but made for Germany in Spain. And there's the address of the distributor. That brings me right back here to where I started from, which is this van here, this collection of vans here from Florium from France. And so there's the distributor for Germany in Lünen, which is to the east of Dortmund, if I remember rightly. Okay, right, so thanks very much. I hope you found that of interest. I do try to show you a few vans that are available, and if you did find that of interest, please do subscribe, and consider some support on Patreon.